Just as they're departing, how about another round of applause for the Stars of the North Cultural Drumming Group? Their youngest member is 4 years old, and I liked her dancing especially. Good evening, everybody. Thank you for making the journey here. Those of you who've come from elsewhere in the province, especially, our thanks to you to be here to support your graduate this evening. And even those folks who had to journey just a short distance in kilometers, it somehow seems to always take longer than it should driving here, so I appreciate all of you braving the traffic. My name is Jeremy Sable. I'm the Senior Vice President of Strategic Development at Stenberg College. I would like to welcome you. I'm going to be your Master of Ceremonies this evening, if you don't mind. If there's any objections, of course, write a note and pass it to one of the ushers, and we'll see if a change can be made. It's my honor to welcome all of you to Stenberg College's spring graduation ceremony of 2024. Goodness, time flies. And there are just a few housekeeping items. I know it looks like an incredible, and it is, a lot of people on stage. They look fantastic. Looks like a big group, but we're going to have a relatively compact ceremony this evening. So please remain seated throughout it. Even after your graduate has crossed the stage, we ask that out of respect for the other graduates, you remain seated. Now is the opportunity to turn off your cell phones if you've somehow forgotten. If you have a child that is getting restless and maybe has changed their mind about attending the ceremony, there is childcare. You just need to exit into the lobby and speak to somebody about having your child in qualified, safe childcare here with professionals. And last but not least, it seldom needs to be said these days, but it is a non-smoking venue. It's non-smoking. In fact, the whole building's non-smoking. Please don't test that rule. It is a non-smoking venue. All right. Every year, over 1,000 students enroll at Stenberg College with the intention of transforming their lives through education. For them, Stenberg represents a fresh start. For many of those individuals, Stenberg represents a new lease on life. Whether students are taking classes at one of our campuses here locally in Surrey, one of our satellite campuses throughout British Columbia, or regional labs across the country in Calgary, Winnipeg, Halifax, whether they're an online student or taking classes face-to-face, each of those students' profound personal and professional transformation unites their experience. In recognition of their remarkable achievements, Stenberg annually presents the Student of the Year Award to a deserving student who exemplifies excellence in academics, leadership, attitude, community service, and spirit. This award goes to a student who embodies our mission to develop caring graduates who benefit their professional and personal communities. The winner of Student of the Year receives a full tuition reimbursement. The first runner-up receives $5,000 towards tuition reimbursement, and the second runner-up $2,500. Each program finalist, there's nominees selected from each program cohort, each program finalist receives a $1,000 tuition reimbursement. We present the awards every fall, and students graduating from any Stenberg program, classroom or online, are eligible. We received many nominations from faculty and staff, and as always, we were overwhelmed by the excellence within our own student body. All nominees for Student of the Year are wearing a gold cord around their shoulders to recognize their nomination. I'd like to recognize those individuals now and call upon all of the Student of the Year nominees to please stand up at your seats so that you may be recognized. Thank you very much. You may be seated. In the open nomination format that we have, it presents an enormous challenge to our staff every year to listen to the stories of each of the finalists and to review all of the nominees. It's a considerable task, but it is also incredibly inspiring. I wish all of you the best of luck as we move towards the final selection for Student of the Year later this year. As is customary at a graduation ceremony, we also have a valedictorian presentation. And we have two outstanding students who have been named co-valedictorian. Both students have excelled in their respective programs, and not too surprisingly, both are Student of the Year nominees as well. The first graduate I would like to introduce is Kayla Linnea, representing our nursing programs. As she makes her way down to the podium, as Kayla makes her way down to the podium, I'll say a few words about her. She's graduating this evening from the practical nursing program, and her instructor, Danica Florendo, had this to say about her. Kayla is always willing to help other students. She takes her studies seriously and encourages her fellow students to try their best. She will be a great nurse. Another instructor, Ann Nauer, shared the following. Kayla demonstrated excellent interpersonal skills, contributing thoughtfully to class discussions, working well with her peers. She is hardworking, motivated, and will be an excellent nurse. Please welcome Kayla, am I saying it? Kayla Lenny. Kayla Lenny to the podium.
Thank you for that introduction. Good evening, everyone. Although it was only an 18-month program, it was a long 18 months of continuous hard work, dedication, and sacrifice. Yes, we could not forget the sacrifices. We sacrificed our sleep, our social lives, sometimes our sanity, but we all did it. We made it here today, and I am so proud of all of us. Congratulations, everyone. Thanks. So next is just a little bit about me. So it took me a while to figure out that I wanted to be a nurse. I had a few encounters with the healthcare system when I was younger, namely a few broken arms, as I was a clumsy kid. But my major experience with the healthcare system was when I was a younger teenager. I was playing in a soccer tournament when I fell, because remember, I was the clumsy kid, and my back really hurt. So I came off the field and was getting a massage from my auntie when she noticed something was wrong. She got my mom, and they both looked at my curved spine. It wasn't long after that I was diagnosed with scoliosis. A year and a half later, I underwent surgery to correct the curvature as it was progressing fast. I cannot express how grateful I am for the surgeons, doctors, nurses, and everyone else that took care of me during that part of my life. And of course, my mom, who took time off work to look after me. Laying in the hospital post-surgery, I remember thinking that I would like to give back to this community. It was then that I knew I wanted to grow up and work in the healthcare field. Right after high school, I went to Simon Fraser University and earned my Bachelor of Science in Health Science, then applied to a sonography or ultrasound program, only to get rejected 3 years in a row because my GPA wasn't good enough. So to say I'm honored to be standing here today as your valedictorian is a huge understatement. While I was waiting to hear back from each application I submitted to the sonography program, I was volunteering at the Mission Memorial Hospital. Almost daily, I would see the nurses and care aides around me taking care of people. After some time, it finally dawned on me that this is something I would like to do. I took the healthcare assistant program at Kwantlen Polytechnic and started working full-time as a care aide at a long-term care facility. I had worked that job for about 3 months and then decided I wanted to become an LPN. Not long after I decided this, the creepy algorithm in my phone clued in and spat out a Stenberg College practical nursing post into my Instagram feed. I did not hesitate to research a little further about the school and then apply, and I'm so glad I did. I now have a universal and fulfilling career that I enjoy. We all do. To all my classmates, I truly wish you the best with your careers and your future. And to all our instructors, thank you for your patience, guidance, and sharing your knowledge with us. Congratulations once again.
Thank you very much, Kayla, and I apologize for the mispronunciation of your name to begin with. It happens more frequently than I would like. We are so happy that you found a career that you love, and we know you will make us proud as a practical nurse, no question about it. We certainly need more nurses. To present a plaque to Kayla is practical nursing instructor Danica Florendo, and I'd like to ask her to come forward and make the presentation now. Go ahead. Congratulations, Kayla, once again. And as she makes her way back to her chair, we'll have our second valedictorian come forward, who is Carla Evans. Carla is representing our Healthcare and Human Services programs and is graduating tonight from the Medical Lab Assistant program. Her instructor, Kathy Dick, had this to say about Carla. Carla was an absolute pleasure to teach. She is very caring when it comes to her patients, and her phlebotomy skills were excellent. I would love to work with her in the future if I have the chance. Medical Laboratory Assistant Department Head and Instructor Nicolette Barker said Carla is a kind and hardworking person, demonstrating professionalism 100% of the time. She is a team player with an outstanding personality. She always strived for excellence. Please welcome Carla Evans to the podium.
Good evening, everyone. Hello, my name is Carla Evans. I'm a wife, a mother to my 4 beautiful children, an immigrant from the Philippines, and now I'm a graduate of Medical Laboratory Assistant program. I would like to thank you. I would like to congratulate my fellow graduates on your success and would like to thank all the instructors, the school management, and the staff for making all this possible. Growing up, education was something my family gave great importance to. They believe that education can open better opportunities. With this in mind and in faith above, I went back to school and learned a different career. As a parent and a mature student, going back to school was not an easy decision. I had to consider all the factors like my husband's work, finances, childcare, and time. It was a big change and adjustment for my family. Some sacrifices were made, but they all were worth it in the end. When I got accepted at Stenberg College, I saw positivity towards my future, and it felt right. But I was also scared and nervous of the uncertainties of the journey. I doubted myself in being successful in school because I came from a non-medical career and had been a stay-at-home mom for over a decade. But with the help and support of my husband and my family, who always encouraged and believed in me, these negative thoughts and feelings faded away. When our program started, I was pleased to see the diverse group I was part of. We have differences in our ages, ethnicity, and personalities and background, yet we were able to work together successfully and respectfully to one another. Everyone here today has been a help and support to someone. In working together, we're able to reach our common goal of finishing our program. In this cohort, I met wonderful people and also made friends. I hope to work with you all in the future. Along the way, I also received assistance and guidance from my instructors and mentors. I was able to accomplish each step of the journey and finish the program with high marks. One of the reasons why I chose the MLA program is to work in the health sector. Even before coming to Stenberg, I had been gravitating towards medical career and education career. I have always admired and appreciated the hard work and dedication of the people in these fields. They are an inspiration to me. To be a provider and still be available for my family are also my top priorities. And with this profession, I can do both. My studies didn't just improve me professionally, but also improved me personally. To all our instructors and mentors, thank you for teaching, assisting, and supporting us all the way through, and for making sure we are well prepared for this career. Your dedication to this profession is admirable and an inspiration. To my cohort and volunteers, I am very appreciative of each and every one of you. I'm also thankful for your trust, help, support, veins, and blood. Because blood was drawn from us, I think it is just right to say that we put our blood, sweat, and tears into this program. But kidding aside, it was nice getting to know you all, and I will cherish all the time that we've shared together. To my parents, my husband, my children, and my siblings, thank you for supporting me in this journey and believing in me. My success is also yours. In closing, remember that age is just a number. Whatever goal or dream you have, big or small, it is never too late to start. You will never know what the outcome will be until you try, and I'm glad I did. By believing in myself, I was able to achieve things I never thought I could do. Overcoming all my fears to get here, standing in front of you today, have been a journey worth every moment. Taking with me the lessons I've learned and the skills I've gained, I am now a lab assistant working at the hospital. Thank you and great evening, everyone.
Thank you very much for that inspiration, both Kayla and Carla. What I love about valedictorians' speeches and their stories, their personal stories, when they do share aspects of their personal story with us, is that it never ever fails to be uplifting and inspiring to hear. And I know that the stories such as Kayla and Carla shared are very, very similar to the stories of so many people on the stage here. You know, whether it's somebody who's pursuing a dream that they've had since they were young, or it's somebody who is seeking to take a different turn in their life later on and start again, starting in a new country. These are the stories of all of our graduates in some respect or another. And so I really appreciate both Kayla and Carla coming forward with courage. Not everybody is comfortable speaking in front of a microphone or in front of a crowd, and so thank you to both of you for that. Just ahead of a plaque presentation, another round of applause for both the valedictorians this evening. And I'd like to call forward Angela Van Worden to make a presentation. Instructor Angela Van Worden to make the plaque presentation to Carla. As your graduate is crossing the stage, feel free to express yourself within the boundaries of common decency, of course, and that's quite okay. We're not overly formal here, despite my stern appearance. We're now going to begin our graduate procession. We do ask that that you hold the bulk of your applause until the end, when the cohort is assembled at the end. The graduates are going to be called forward in their program cohort. They're going to receive a ceremonial scroll from their instructor, or from a designated instructor, and then they're going to gather at the far end of the stage there as a cohort to have their picture taken as a class, possibly for the last time that they'll all be together in the same place. So that's a special opportunity, and that's about all you need to know. I'm going to call forward to present our graduates by name, our career coach at Stenberg College, Cecilia Anderson. Now, she's going to be naming each of the grads. She's been preparing for this for months so that her diction and pronunciation will be 100% correct. It's never been achieved before, but Cecilia is going to make the attempt this evening, and so far in her practice runs, she has been very close to 100% correct. So, are you in place, Cecilia? I am. And zero pressure. This evening's first graduate cohort from the Business Diploma Program with a marketing specialization, they're going to be presented to by Jonathan Aquino.
Aziz Tariq Abdullah. Sadiq Achempong. Asinam Ajaklo. BJ Ryan Olidan. Manuel Santos. John Robert Santos.
Six for six. It's a good start, Cecilia. Once again, this is our Business Diploma Program, which provides students from all over the world an opportunity to experience life in Canada while learning valuable skills that will serve them well in the international economy or working here in Canada. These grads have developed foundation skills in advertising, business communication, digital marketing, sales, customer service, and event management. Just as important, they've developed interpersonal skills, allowing them to integrate seamlessly into diverse business settings. A round of applause for our graduates from the Business Diploma cohort of January 2023. The next group of graduates assembling, there'll be two in a row, from the Counseling Therapist Diploma Program. These ones started their journey with us in March of 2022. I would like to invite Laurel Tien and Tatiana Sean forward to the table to make presentation.
Clayton Levitt. Cristina Lopez Santibanez. Nathan Morneau. Tara Oakes. Nav Sidhu. Curtis Staranovich. Joe Zhang.
Our counseling graduates will fulfill an essential role in society by helping others overcome challenges, achieve goals, and better their lives. Through their Practicum Moving Forward Family Services, which is a nonprofit organization providing low barrier or no barrier counseling services, these students have already contributed to those in need of professional support, and they will carry on doing so, I have no doubt. Please give your applause to the Counseling Therapist Diploma graduates from March 2022. Hot on their heels, the Counseling Therapist Diploma cohort that started in June of 2022. This is a 2-year program. They're being presented to, once again, by Tatiana Sean.
Sarah Ann Jolie. Jessa Turner.
A somewhat smaller group, but nonetheless deserving of a full round of applause. Counseling graduates from June 2022. We next present to the Early Childhood Education cohort. It started with us in January of 2023. They are going to be presented to by one of our longest serving and most esteemed of faculty, Pat Bates, and Salima Larbis. Oh, no, Sharon Mitra is going to join you instead. All right, early childhood education.
Hamail Babar. Rafi Baltazar. Michael Bates. Brenda Grace Devra. Ramandeep Kaur. Kajal Longat. Leanne Kinkilaria. Batul Saade.
ECE graduates can take pride in the fact that by laying the foundation for children's future learning, they are laying secure foundations for the future of our society. Since children cultivate 90% of their intellect, personality, and skills by age 5, the first months and years of life set the stage for lifelong development. So it was over by 5 for me. That explains a tremendous amount. Early childhood education cohort from January 23. I'm going to ask that Pat, oh no, never mind. You can sit down, Pat, sorry. Sharon Mitra is going to remain on stage to present to graduates from the early childhood education post-basic cohorts. The first began their studies with us in March of 2023.
Balinder Bagri. Manpreet Guman. Ravneet Joshi. Kuldeep Kaur. Amandeep Kang. Inderpreet Mangat. Jaspreet Kaur Tour. Rashpal Warit. Gurjeet Olek.
In the Early Childhood Education Post-Basic program, these graduates have built upon their ECE education and experience to further understand working with infants, toddlers, and children with exceptionalities. Post-basic grads are prepared to handle a broader range of administrative and supervisory responsibilities in childcare facilities and help instill positive values in future generations. Won't you please give your applause to the gathering of March 2023 Early Childhood Education Post-Basic graduates. We also threw in the ECE Post-Basic graduates that started with us in September of 2023. They were presented to by Sharon Mitra as well. Directly behind me, you see assembling graduates from the healthcare assistant cohorts, known as HCAPP. And these individuals started their program in June of 2023. They're going to be presented to by Danica Florendo. If she would come forward again, please.
Simone Adams. Raskamal Olek. Harjeet Kaur Chahal. Prableen Bogle. Pardeep Bawa. Harpreet Bella. Kayla Bilodeau. Prabjot Baparai. Aaron Election. Carissa Elliott. Harmandeep Gill. Simranjeet Kaur. Sarah Jane Miranda. Pooja Kaur. Arlene Rodriguez. Cherry May Tangonan. Tara Weatherstone.
Healthcare Assistant is actually Stenberg's longest-standing program. For 30 years, we have been delivering it. Our graduates are recognized and in demand because of the skills and training they develop over their 7 months of education. Our employment rate for HCA grads, not surprising if you're paying any attention to the news, is 100%, which speaks to the quality and reputation of their education, but also the quality of people that they are. Congratulations to the June 2023 cohort of HCA. We also have an HCA cohort that began with us in July of 2023. They're being presented to also by Danica. Please remain in place, Danica.
Sandra Brzovic. Jaswinder Dallowell. Jasleen Dillon. Jesse Iverson. Parlene Kaur. Vipindeep Kaur. Jasveer Sandhu. Sukhjeet Kaur. Ravneet Kaur. Gulshanpreet Sandhu. Manzi. Brittany Lau. Nilson John Obligar. Samuel. Amardeep Singh. Sandeep Kaur. Natasha Saunier. Tara Thompson. Jill Wolfe.
And as that group assembles, I'll just say that we are grateful for the work our HCA grads do, supporting elderly individuals to maintain a level of independence while easing their pain, and improving their quality of life in their later years. It's a big group. Big round of applause. HCA 0723 graduates. All right, Danica, I think you get a break now. Thank you very much. I will, however, ask Amanjot Chima and Savannah Lee to come forward if they are here. If they are here. Danica, you may be going up after all. Amanjot Chima and Savannah Lee, not able to join us this evening. So we'll ask, because you did such a great job with the last two groups, Danica. Yes, how about a round of applause for Danica? We have a third cohort coming forward. Danica's going to stay and present to them as well.
Navreet Brar. Stephanie Bruno. Elizabeth Buchner. Harpreet Kaur Dalon. Carly Hodges. Harinder Kaur. Harjeet Kaur. Ramandeep Kaur. Sushma Rani. Braden Morrison. Yasmin Oliveira. Nicole Parsons. Jessica Quiroz. Justine May Rose Sagizi. Armandeep Sidhu. Caitlin Edwardson. Kevin Schneider. And Marina Suarez.
This is the July 2023 HCA cohort here. Big round of applause for them as they exit stage. Magnificent, magnificent. I think we all understand the situation that the healthcare system is in right now, and that we're desperately short of just about everything. Most certainly, we need more care aides, particularly as our population ages overall. So it's always very encouraging to see so many HCA graduates coming out. That gives me hope that there might actually be somebody at the old folks' home when they finally put me there. So Congratulations to them. We will now do the graduating class of Hospital Support Specialists Nursing Unit Clerk students, otherwise known as HND, as I mentioned. They started with us in November 2022. Jonathan, you just simply have to present to these graduates. You did such a good job before. Yeah. And Danica's feet are tired, so I'm giving it to you.
Ayan Ahmed. Alatea Bernas. Michelena Boyd. Merninder Chima. Hassandeep Kaur. Kathy Ma. Shelley Winterton. Another question.
This dual diploma program trains the very best of the administrative staff who greet us in many healthcare settings throughout the province. Their friendly faces, positive attitudes, administrative proficiency keep our healthcare systems running smoothly and efficiently. A hospital could not run without hospital support specialists and nursing unit clerks like these. Big round of applause for the HSS, HND, NUC grads, November 2022. Next, we have medical lab assistant graduates. We had one of our valedictorians from the medical lab assistant program, as you heard. They're going to be presented to this evening by Angela Van Worden and Daryl Nombres. Angela Van Worden. Oh, no. There we go. Mixing it up for me here with presenters. Medical lab assistant. This first group is from January of 2023.
Carla Evans. Erin Malabanan. Greta Najoma. Chris Jane Pardilla. Monica Sharma.
Well, when other people's family bring whistles, I mean, it's not even fair. MedLab assistants. The MedLab assistant program is excellent for anyone who loves to work with people and doesn't mind a little bit of blood. They are certainly a unique bunch. Our graduates learn to work with various patients and develop excellent technical and interpersonal skills to put you at ease before they jab you with a needle. They also learn patience, empathy, and understanding, of course. To anyone in the audience who volunteered their arm for your graduate while they were being trained, we owe a special thanks to you. The graduates from January 2023 MLAD program. I'll now invite the MLAD graduates from May of 2023 to come forward, still being presented to by their instructors.
Kayleen Gonzaga. Maduri Grover. Gabriel Jimenez. Lovepreet Kaur. Harpreet Kaur. Momina Rahimi. Jaspreet Sidhu. Princess Charmaine Verderero. Irina Sachlinska.
Go on ahead and give a nice round of applause for the Medical Lab Assistant graduates, May 2023. I should point out that because it's a combined delivery program that is delivered onto the island and elsewhere in the province, that there could be students joining us, or graduates, pardon me, joining us from well outside of the Lower Mainland. So if they've made the trip here, it is greatly appreciated. And another program like that is our optician program of students joining us from right across the country online, and then they come to labs here in Surrey to do their practical hands-on learning. We have the optician class that began with us in October of 2022 this evening, and they're being presented to by Raj Man, who I did see here, and Giso Bozkaya as well.
Amin Sameni. Manpreet Singh.
Well, as I said, they come from right across the country, and some of them were not able to make it here in time this evening. But those that did make it, we want to give them the full weight of our applause and appreciation. The optician graduates from October 2022. Students combine customer service, professional practice skills, a bit of fashion and technical healthcare knowledge as well. And all of those of us who need eyeglasses, you've probably met an optician at some point in your life. We're now going to present to the graduates from the Postgraduate Diploma in Canadian Nursing. These students started with us in April 2022, and they're being presented to this evening by Syed Jamil and, well, by Syed Jamil. Syed Jamil is here. Excellent.
Hartleen Alvarado. Gemma Grace Cabuto. Danrel Golioso. Angeline Mandilag. Rochelle Rivera. Misty Diane Suerte. Christine Torillo. Beverly Karen Valdez.
All of these graduates came to Canada as internationally trained nurses, every single one of them already a registered nurse in their home country. The program they've graduated from prepares them to write the licensing exams required to become a registered nurse or licensed practical nurse in Canada. And all of them are already registered care aides as well. We thank them for coming here, for taking a chance, for uprooting their lives and coming to a new country to bring their much-needed skills to help and care for our communities. Congratulations to the graduates from the Postgraduate Diploma in Canadian Nursing from April 2022. And some large cohorts now coming forward from the practical nursing program. The first of them, practical nursing cohort that started in June of 2022. Oh my goodness, Danica, we're going to ask you to come forward again. And that's what happens when you're good at your job. Just keep coming forward. Practical nursing.
Wogeni Alemu. Jivanjot Barang. Jixie Buenavante. Morgan Bunce. Mara Beatriz Kalaman. Ravleen Jahal. Rovi Shine Cruz. Akampreet Kaur. Rubia Kokar. Melody Landicho. Kayla Lenny. Dilpreet Parhar. Nicole Keith Pragados. Parneet Rai. Harpinder Rai. Anjali Sharma.
I just want to acknowledge how courageous it is to do a pirouette like that in heels on stage, crossing the red carpet when any kind of disaster could happen. Nicole, that's gutsy, and I think we should give a round of applause just for the pirouette alone. Graduates from our practical nursing program consistently exceed both national and provincial standards on the regulatory exam and have an excellent reputation in the healthcare sector. Graduates have mastered theoretical components of nursing and the characteristics that will make them valuable: critical thinking, leadership, awareness, teamwork, empathy, many other skills. Thank you for the excellent care you will provide, that you already provide, and congratulations to the practical nurse cohort of June 2022. We also have a student from the practical nursing cohort of October 2021, and we'd like to call forward that individual now.
Helena Hagos.
This is very rare that we have a cohort of one. This is there's a perfectly good reason for this, but it's been lost in the mists of time. Please give your applause to this brave student, this brave graduate from October of 2021. And those are our practical nurses, so thank you, Danica. I'd like to call forward Maddie Podesta to present to our pharmacy technician graduates. The first group began their studies with us in February of 2023.
Richa Chander. Estrella Marie Johnson. Harwinder Kaur. Samantha Loisel. Mohammed Salim.
This program is accredited by the Canadian Council for Accreditation of Pharmacy Programs. In 2013, our program was the first in BC to receive status of full 5-year accreditation. Pharm technicians are integral members of the healthcare team who prepare and compound medications. We depend on them for accuracy, attention to detail, and our very well-being. Please give a round of applause to the cohort from February 2023 of pharmacy technicians. As they make their way off stage, we call forward Brittany Friesen and Harjot Parmar to present to the Regional Diploma in Psychiatric Nursing graduates who began their studies with us in September of 2021.
Kemi Adetutu. Lalaine Kyanan. Timothy Clausen. Grace Como. Sarah Crossman. Carlos Demeterio. John Michael Dineros. Michael Gabrielle. Simran Gill. Stanley Jane. Mohammed Fardeen Jalali. Paula Ray Jollikar. Neil Moralit. Shaylin McCauley. Ali McCarthy. Alexandra McLeod. Melissa McMullen. Rajlinder Minhas. Brent Morrison. Jasmine Nidger. Danielle Pablo. Sarah Rawson. Skylar Sandals. Kendra Sauter. Antonia Sturgiopoulou.
Stenberg is the only psychiatric nursing program in North America where theory is learned entirely online. These students come from every nook and cranny of the province, and so it's impressive to have this number here. And also by the sounds from the crowd, it would appear that many of the graduates brought family with them from wherever they originate in British Columbia. Over the past 2+ years, these students have worked extremely hard to become psychiatric nursing professionals, a challenging and rewarding field that is continually in dire need of more nurses. Registered psychiatric nurses care for those with mental illness, addictions, and physical and developmental disabilities. We're grateful for the work they do in their communities throughout the province. One big round of applause, plus another screech from the Velociraptor there, for the Regional Diploma in Psychiatric Nursing. As that group makes their way off stage, I call upon instructors Sandy Binding and Natalie Taylor-Lane to come forward. They'll be presenting this evening to the graduates from the Education Assistant Program, students who began with us in March of 2023.
Sakshi Burla. Miriam Casillas. Jaskirat Chahal. Rachel Clunas. Lisa De Villers. Robin Hurst. Cindy Legg. Kristen Martin. Richard Miller. Jan Undies. Danica Price. Brianna White.
Education assistants work with students of all ages and abilities in various settings who require additional support with special needs, academics, behaviors, and English language. Graduates are equipped with additional certifications in things like American Sign Language, autism spectrum disorder. They're highly prepared to work in flexible and adaptable environments with different students and situations. They make a real difference in the education system, as you probably are aware, and they're a very tight-knit group. Did I mention that? They work towards equal opportunities and success for all students. Please give a round of applause. The AA graduates. March 2023. Kind of seems like a class you would like to be a part of, doesn't it? Even if you don't really want to be an EA, kind of makes you consider just jumping into that gang. All right. Nearing the end, I'd like to bring forward Cheryl Bain, Sherry Molnar, my goodness, Jenna Johnston, Allison Kochi, Nina Romano, and Donnie Beauchamp, all here to present to the graduates from the Therapeutic Recreation cohort that began with us in October 2022.
Awantika Prasad. Shelby Wilson Berg.
I should have looked behind me first. We actually don't have as many graduates as we have instructors, but therapeutic recreation professionals are in demand in various care settings. In fact, that's where probably most of the graduates are. They had to pull a shift this evening and play a vital role in promoting and facilitating healthy lifestyles for seniors or older adults. This program is a great fit for people who personally enjoy recreation and sharing their hobbies with others. Let's give a big round of applause, outsized round of applause, the THRD grads from October 2022. All righty. Those are all of our graduates this evening. So before we let you go out into the night and celebrate with your graduate, or maybe somebody else's graduate, I do need to make a few closing comments and recognize a few other groups other than the folks in black and white up here. First of all, and the numbers are just in, an accuracy score of 99.87. Cecilia, thank you so much for reading out the names this evening of all the graduates. Over 99%, extraordinary. Extraordinary. I want to say a little bit about the graduates here on stage because over the many years that I've been doing this, our graduates have changed. And when we first started over 30 years ago at Stenberg College, right here in Surrey, really, and there was a small campus in Langley, all of the students were local. All of the students were from the immediate area. They could walk or drive, or they could easily get to the campus. In 2006, we launched a program across the province in a combined delivery format, in an online format. And that began to change the student body at Stenberg College from that point on. We were a pioneer in combined delivery and online learning. From that point on, additional programs began to move into a combined delivery format. And then we started to deliver programs right across the country. With COVID coming along, we moved from predominantly still face-to-face student body, students taking classes in a face-to-face format, to now a situation where the majority of our students, and therefore the majority of our grads, have taken online learning or combined delivery programs with us. And so we're very proud to say, and I think it's important to recognize, that we have students with us from right across the country. We don't just serve the local community, although Surrey will always be our home, it will always be our home base, and we'll always have students from Surrey and the Lower Mainland. The people sitting on the stage and the people out in the audience, each and every grad, we have people here from out of province and from across the country. And in 2018, we began to reach out to the world and serve students from other countries as well. As you heard me mention, we have students, for example, these aren't our only international students, but internationally educated registered nurses who come here to become nurses here in Canada as well. And so that's changed the student body. But one thing that hasn't changed, no matter where they come from, no matter if they're from Canada or from Kenya or from the Philippines, whether they're from Ontario or British Columbia or the Maritimes, it's all about what you heard the valedictorians speak about: people wanting to change their lives, people wanting to start a new life, people who are challenging themselves. And in every instance, every single student, because of the type of education they take with us, which is very, very intense, it's compressed. There's at least 20 hours of class per week, very oftentimes more. When they're going into clinical or practicum, it's much more. Most of our students are either parents, many of them single parents, they're working jobs, they've got other things in their life that they're trying to support. So it's a tremendous sacrifice that they make over the period of time that they're with us. That would not be possible unless they had a support system around them. Sometimes it's literally their children, but most often it's a family, it's friends, it's other people who have also made sacrifices in their lives in order to support the achievements and accomplishments and success of the graduates sitting on this stage. And all you people out here in the audience come from that group that I'm talking about, the support network that is so vital to the success of the graduates. I really, really hope that you appreciate and share in the joy of achievement that these graduates are experiencing. And I'd like to ask the graduates to give a big round of applause to all the folks who have come here to support you, all the people that did support you. And it's okay if you applaud yourselves as well. That's fine. The other group I'd like to recognize and thank as well are the folks just in simple black this evening. They've chosen simple black. Here in the front row, all the faculty and staff that were able to join us. By no means is this all of the faculty and staff of Stenberg College. That group numbers somewhere around 200 individuals all told, but these are the passionate professionals who have chosen education as their life's work, and they do that because they are inspired by the process of people challenging themselves and using education to change their lives. But they come to work every day and address the challenges of delivering education, often in very complex, challenging circumstances. And I want to thank them. Maybe a round of applause for all the faculty and staff up here that make Stenberg work. And other than the graduates, a shout out as well to our marketing department and all the other staff that volunteered this evening to make the ceremony happen. Very much appreciated every single time. It's a lot of work to bring these graduation ceremonies together, and it's greatly appreciated. And now to you, the graduates, and I'm going to pivot the podium so that I can make eye contact with all of you. I just want to say thank you to all of you. And usually, like if you ever fly WestJet or Air Canada, they say, we know you had lots of choices, and yeah, really, we only had one because you're the only guys flying to Puerto Vallarta at this time or whatever, or we would never have chosen WestJet. That's what I always feel like saying, but, but I digress. We know you have lots of choices. You chose Stenberg College, and we're very, very grateful for that. We appreciated the opportunity to work with you to build your future, and we hope that you all remain in touch with us and let us know what you've done with your education and where you've gone with your life and how you're succeeding. But the real choice I want to thank you for is the program that you chose. Every single program at Stenberg College is about helping other people. It's about making a contribution to our communities, to our local communities, to society at large. I don't need to go on and explain to people how desperate our country is for trained professionals in healthcare, in education, in places like counseling, mental health, the field of mental health. We need these. For as long as every single one of us is alive, our society is going to be in desperate need of people exactly like you. And if people like you didn't make the choice to go into those fields and to care for others, to dedicate your life to the service of others, we wouldn't be able to function. And so as a citizen, I'm extremely appreciative of your choice. As somebody who works at Stenberg College, I am inspired by your choice, as all of us who work at Stenberg College are inspired by your choice. So thank you. Good luck to all of you. Although you will need no luck, I assume you're going to make your own luck, just like you did to put yourself in that seat tonight. You made your own future. Congratulations to each and every one of you. Congratulations on being graduates. I'd like to invite all the graduates to now rise, along with the staff and faculty. You may rise. If you haven't already done so, you may ceremoniously move your tassel to the other side. All of those of you that have gold cords, you're free to keep them. They also come handy in social situations. Ladies and gentlemen, the spring graduating class of 2024. Big round of applause.